Welcome back into the White Sox franchise. Welcome back to Rig Gaming as we get into this episode of the White Sox franchise. We're coming off of a big episode in which we made a couple larger transactions. We traded away Luis Robert, and we got back a very high-level pitching prospect in Ricky Tiedemann. And then we also traded away Jimmy Lambert in last episode and got back Alek Thomas to take a chance on and Humberto Castellanos. Looking forward to seeing how Alek Thomas plays in today's episode as we get our first at-bats in the series with him. So, coming on over, he's got a 252 average, 39 hits, 3 stolen bases. So, I'd like him to be able to use that speed a little bit more than he has in the past. So, we'll see if we're able to get that done today. But I'm excited to get into some gameplay with a couple of the guys that we haven't gotten games with yet. But as we check in on our prospects real quick, we got Curtis Mead down in AAA hitting 250 so far, having a little bit of progression with contact versus lefties, power versus lefties, and overall discipline and clutch. So we love to see that, and a little bit of his fielding. And then down at AA, where most of our prospects live right now, we of course got Colson Montgomery working that average up only at 217, so we like that to be increased. And of course, Jacob Gonzalez, our top prospect in the organization in my mind. So far, we've seen a lot of good progression out of him with plus contact against righties and lefties, discipline, clutch, and vision all going up, the durability as well. So he definitely needs to bring that durability up as we get him to the major league level. His fielding is coming along as well, but that 45 speed is never really going to progress. As we take a look through his stats, he's hitting 350 on the year, 49 hits in 140 at-bats, 3 home runs, 27 RBIs, 17 walks, and 25 strikeouts. 2 bags and 2 caught stealing. That 428 on base percentage is amazing. I love to see that we have a guy that can potentially get on base at a super high level. I know he's not going to bat 350 for the entire year, but just having him bat 300 would give him very, very good progression, especially only being a 64. We still have a couple years before he is getting time for us. And now we take a look at Montgomery's progression. That contact is going down by 1. We can't really have that with that already being pretty low. But everything else is going up pretty well. Power versus lefties, some vision going up, clutch and vision and discipline as well. Durability looks at a good number already, but lower speed as well. So he's not going to be my shortstop long term. He'll most likely get the move to second base, third base, depending where Jacob Gonzalez also plays. But we're going to get into a major league game here this week as we'll take a look at scouting. I think I ended off giving you a little bit, going into this a little bit. But let's get into some gameplay. We are going to see if we can get Michael Kopech's first win of the season. He's 0-7, a 6.9 ERA. So definitely not something we want to see as we go against a red-hot Detroit Tigers team. 31-20 record. As we're going to go with the Powder Blues. And we're at Comerica Park, home of the Detroit Tigers. Kopech is going to look for his first win. And soon I'm going to be looking to trading a couple of these reliever arms because we have incredible ERAs here with a .61, a 1.25, a 1.29, and a 1.72. And it's in smaller sample sizes. Ronaldo Lopez has 36 innings with a 1.25. So that's somebody that we could get to a contending team, get a lower level prospect, probably a C potential prospect back from a team. Let's take a look at the lineup. Gavin Sheets has not been hitting too well. He's on a cold streak, so we'll move Luke Raley up in the lineup. And probably Alek Thomas as well. Let's see, I am going to move Alek Thomas up, use that 88 speed. Sebi Savala has hit well for us as well. And we'll jump into some gameplay here as we got the 28-26 White Sox versus the 31-20 Detroit Tigers. So, we'll see what we can do here as we see Zach Short down there batting a .095. Not what you want to see. And we get into this ball game here, Comerica Ballpark in Detroit. Looking forward to seeing what the Detroit Pistons got going on in this NBA season. One of my boys is a big Pistons fan, and we always like to give him shit for seeing their downfall, but they have a pretty nice young core. They'll have some pretty nice success. So I'm looking forward to the NBA season starting, and of course the NFL season is getting underway pretty soon. But here we go. Spencer Turnbull has not gotten a decision so far in his 3 starts, and Tim Anderson steps up with a .326 average. He has been a very good bat, always a high contact guy, so it's been nice to see that consistently play for us as we take the 1-0 fastball out. And watch that one. There's the 1-0 pitch, actually. And we see down low, Brewers interested in acquiring Giants center fielder Austin Slater. So we're going to see some moves happen around the league. And we hit one into the gap to lead off the game, and Tim Anderson might have a stand-up double, possibly more. We are going to send him one more. He's going to go for third. He will be in there standing. And that is a lead-off triple for us. I'm actually going to check the sliders. Perfect. These are the sliders I like to have for the franchise mode. It doesn't leave the pitchers in for as long, gives them a quicker pull, and also, a little bit higher error percentage. So back in we go as Alek Thomas looks to drive in his first run in the Chicago White Sox uniform. Takes it outside for a ball, but I'm looking forward to seeing what we can get out of Alek Thomas. He's got good stats against righties, 72 power, 54, or 50 power. I think it's that one. Hard to first base, makes the play, but that'll bring in a run. As there is one out, Luke Raley, first game in the 3 spot. He's been hitting well this year. Has shown he kind of deserves to get a move up in the lineup. As we hit that hard, nice play made by third base. And there's 2 outs in the inning. He is somebody we brought on over earlier in the season from the Rays, and he's been a very consistent bat for us, 266 average, so we'll take that, especially with the pop that he has as well. As Jake Berger steps on in, he has 13 home runs on the year, so he has been somebody who's showing out with his pop, has very high against both sides of the plate. And as you can see, is our team leader by a ton. Almost double the second closest, and more than double everyone else. So, Jake Berger is definitely a good power bat that could be on the move. He got sent to the Marlins in real life, as hits one hard. Third base blocks it, throws it over, cannot make the play in time, as Jake Berger gets a base hit here. Nice hard hit ball, good stop by third base as he almost makes the play.
collected 3 hits in the loss yesterday.
But here is Trayce Thompson stepping on in.
That one ripped.
Hitting one hard, and that is caught to end the inning. Into the bottom of the first we go for Detroit to take their first at-bats.
It's the White Sox
Javier Baez, Matt Vierling, and Riley Green.
Back here in Detroit.
And we see Michael Kopech's numbers as he has struggled so far through this season. With 10 starts, 0-7, 6.9 ERA, 1.7 WHIP. There's nothing good about what he's done so far this year. So we'll just see if we can get a quality start out of him potentially. 5 innings, less than 3 runs. Give us a chance to win. That's all we need, especially as we start out here with the 1-0 lead. And that is right off the plate to even up the count here. As Javi watches one, Javi Baez was such a great player. He's just taken such a drastic slide down as we see him do exactly what he does in real life, chasing a off-speed pitch outside of the zone. And Kopech starts out here with a leadoff strikeout on Javier Baez as Matt Vierling, batting .315 on the year, steps in and watches the fastball. So we will see how Kopech is able to do as this goes on. Vierling gets under that. Kopech is able to make the play. And now we got 2 outs. We'll take a look at their lineup real quick. You know, how are they 31-20? They've 2 guys batting above .220 that are hitting today. That's incredible. How is that possible? But Riley Green has turned into anything that they have ever wanted. A very good bat-to-ball guy. Super high contact as he leads the team with 18 doubles. That's going to be very high up in the standings as well for the league leaders. But fouls off the fastball, and there's a quick 0-2 count as Kopech going for the 1-2-3 inning. That is a awful pitch. As we look to bounce back here with a possible backdoor slider. And there's a nice pitch by Kopech. 1-2-3, ends it with a K. And into the second inning we go, after a nice first inning for us. As we see Kopech rocking the powder blues. I really like these powder blue uniforms. They might become my official, basically, away jerseys. But I probably won't remember to switch it. So, nice having them while I can. Benintendi rockets one down the line, and that's going to be a double. Wanted to make sure before I said that, but he ran into the wall, and we're able to get in there safely. 8th double of the year, smack that thing. First pitch of the inning. And now Gavin Sheets here. He's shown he has a lot of potential power. Average is not really where we want it right now at a 231. But there have been good signs, as it takes time anyway for these players to really show what they can do. As we got a great pitch to drive, but I was late. But runner on second here, no outs here. We're just trying to advance him basically. And we swing over a nice curve there from Turnbull. I like what the Tigers have been doing though. Torkelson, Max Green, as Sheets hits one up the middle. Baez with a nice little play there. 1 out. But Max Clark is somebody that is going to be very good, I think, in the MLB. In 3 years, 2 years, depends how quickly they want to move him through the system. We saw with the Angels recently bringing up their first round pick from literally 3 months ago. So, And we're going to test the arm up the line a little bit, the slide. We are safe, and we have a 2-0 lead here as Sebi Savala continues to be a nice clutch bat for us whenever we need him. Had a nice double a couple episodes ago when we needed it most. And now Moncada steps in here with two-way. And he now smacks one down the line deep. Watch it fly, and we now have a 3-0 lead. As Moncada hits his second home run of the year. He was somebody that never really panned out for the expectations that people had for him. Former #1 prospect in baseball. Former guy with elite speed that just went downhill year after year after year. You'll see the fan graphs on Twitter. You'll see it, X. You'll see the numbers of his sprint speed coming in at being like an 85%. Then you'll just watch it go to 75, 55, and it just never has came back to what it was, of course. As the Rays down low promote their #3 organizational prospect and the 83rd in the MLB. San Diego studio, please just let us see the top 100 as Tim Anderson knocks one right center field for a single, cut off and thrown on in by Riley Green. But like if the game already has the ability to sort it by organization's top 10 and has that data available, why aren't we able to see it? Where is it categorized internally, and just make that internal list something that we can look at if it's already programmed in. It's not that hard. You just need to make it visible to us. But I guess that's too much to ask for, because that would make trades and stuff that much more immersive if you knew who you were trading for. Like this Lou Bob trade that I just did. Bringing in Ricky Tideman, that's probably the Blue Jays' #3 prospect in their organization right now. So we brought in a very high level prospect for a very high level player for a position that they needed, but it would be nice to see where he would then slot in our organization, in the game's opinion. That would be super cool, and then that'd give more information for the tickers down low. As it could say, you know, Luis Robert traded for X prospect. This guy now becomes X in the organization. I play a game on my phone in which basically all that stuff happens. There's dialogue available after every game. You see quotes from players, and it's more immersive than a billion-dollar game that this one, as Moncada scoops that up, goes to second, throws it to first, and a nice little solo double play on Nick Maton. As Moncada is showing that he still belongs, that potential is still there. As Jonathan Scope steps in, another one of those guys with the average under 220. We're going to see a lot of that today, but he has been a red hot at batting. 353. That just shows you how low that average was before. But Detroit Tigers right now don't have a lot of talent. In this game, they're kind of in the middle of that rebuild. As I said earlier, they took Max Clark, who was the highest prep player you could pick this year. I like the tools that he brings, and you could definitely see a 2020 guy in his possible rookie year, I think. But we'll see how quick he goes through the system in this game, especially. You never know now in real life, especially now that the Angels are setting the trend of bringing people up so early. We'll see if other teams catch on a little bit, because Nolan Schnuel has been very successful. Had a 7-game hitting streak to start. I don't know if he extended it to 8 games, but had a 7-game hitting streak to start his career. Has showed that he's can play good defense. I watched him against my Mets recently, and he was holding his own quite well. So it really shows that you could maybe see more of these guys like definitely not like the NBA, because nobody's going to be making a direct impact after they got drafted. But it's almost like the NFL, but to a lower level, where you could see guys possibly get innings, get time, but it'll take a couple of years to really secure that starting spot once they get there, of course. But Jake Berger with a single for us. Trayce Thompson now steps into the plate. 0 for 1 with a line out. And Berger with that 61 speed but 0 steal, so it's not gonna be easy to get him on the move if I was looking to do that. As Trayce has been hot for us with 5 RBIs in the last 9 games. As Travis d'Arnaud down below collects 5 RBIs in his last game. As we watch a high fastball come in for a strike, 1-2 count to Trayce Thompson. As we are just trying not to ground into a double play. And we smack one up the middle. We'll have first and second here with 1 out. As I think Gavin Sheets will step up here. No, Andrew Benintendi, I'm sorry, smacked one off the right field wall last time for a double. And now he puts another one into the gap. He'll have back-to-back doubles, and that's gonna score 2. We have a 5-0 lead here against the Detroit Tigers in the top of the 3rd inning. So we are just looking to get Kopech his first win of the season, and it is an early day for Spencer Turnbull as they bring in Tyler Alexander for long relief. He's had a very good year so far in 44 innings. As Gavin Sheets steps in and is trying to knock in Benintendi, as he gets under that just by a little. Out of play, 0-1 here. Just trying to put something in play. Knock it foul off an 89-mile-an-hour sinker. But Gavin Sheets also 0 for 5 last game. Not really what you want. If you have 5 at-bats, you need to get something. As we watch the cutter go low and outside for a ball. But I like his stance a lot. He has a lot of power against righties. Good natural pop. Good cutter by Tyler Alexander. Same pitch as last. I just baited myself. As Zavala steps in against Alexander. Sebi looking for another RBI. Already has one with his sec fly earlier. And just swinging over that one, fouling that one off. Zavala 5th in the All-Star game voting. Kinda crazy. Thinking he's the 5th best. I guess that's not really. Oh my goodness. Let's just not talk about that and move on. Zavala batting .271 on the season though. Definitely making it known that he likes playing every day. Fouled that one off. But I went over in the last episode how we traded Yasmani Grandal to the Dodgers to give them another MLB caliber catcher, especially as they go to make a run. It's helpful to have a backup catcher, especially a switch hitter that's been there before, and Yasmani is definitely that kind of guy. So we got back a nice young outfield prospect that we will definitely get a player lock game or 2 in the next couple episodes. I got one in during the last 2, I think. So we'll do a couple more minor league player lock games in the next few episodes right before the draft. So I'm excited to get into that. We only have 6 picks, So, and they're all middle of rounds, 50, 60, 90, around that. So we'll definitely be hoping that my scouting is going the way to benefit us. I have one person scouting starting pitchers permanently, just so I can, always be able to have a pitcher that I can just go get.
That one just misses.
As Kopech just misses the zone on the 2-2, and it's full to Jake Marisnik and his 196 average. We're trying to attack. We're just a little bit off the zone here, as every single one of the pitches has been close. As we're going to throw a 3-2 curveball. And that gets smacked. Trayce Thompson is able to make the play. 101 off the bat, off a hanging curveball. So, a different batter, that could have been a different result. So, Jake Rogers steps in. Kopech trying to keep his 1-2-3 innings going. And that's a nice slider. Jake Rogers swings very early on that. And Trayce Thompson, another opportunity in left, makes the play as he backhands a low ball. But, any comments, any likes, any subscriptions, appreciate it. Just trying to grow this as we try to grow the Chicago White Sox with this new ownership group that I've basically established in this storyline. As Kopech yanks one outside, even the count. As we're just trying to attack Zach Short here. But the Chicago White Sox need new ownership. Everybody's been calling for it. They just wiped out their management. But that doesn't really help when the biggest all-time contract has been Andrew Benintendi. And that was $76 million. As we walk Zach Short, as Kopech just can't throw it in the zone to him. And Javi Baez is here as the manager says he's going to steal. I don't think so. And I throw it to second. I could have just taken it to first, but it works. And now, into the fourth inning we go. 5-0 ball game. And Yon Moncada looking to hit another one. Pulled one down the right field line for a nice ding piece in his last at-bat. Hanging curveball was the pitch that he yanked. As we swinging at a cutter that we would not be able to do anything with anyway. But just trying to put something in play, get a rally going. Swinging right over that. Oh, just didn't get my PCI there at all, apparently. Ah, another one. That's unfortunate. As Moncada strikes out, Anderson already 2 for 2 on the day. And I shouldn't have swung at that, as Anderson grounds out to second base on a pitch that was outside the zone. And 2 outs, trying to get one going with Alek Thomas. He is not good against lefties when it comes to hitting. And to take that, but I'm retarded. 35 contact, 35 contact, 34 power. So he does not have a lot of juice against lefties. So we'll try to develop that a little bit. Create the opportunity to make him possibly an everyday guy, able to hit against both sides. But he'll really need to just be able to get that contact versus lefties to like the mid-50s. Ah. I think that was called anyway. But he just needs to get it to the mid-50s or so to give himself an opportunity to just stay in the lineup against lefties. As Vierling steps in for his second at-bat.
And that's downstairs and outside.
I like what Alek Thomas can bring. He has high discipline. He can get on base well. It's just all about developing his hitting to be consistent. And we get a friendly call on a little low. And it's a 1-2 count to Matt Vierling. Kopech still hasn't given up a true base runner. He has given up a walk. As Vierling half swings through a curveball for the K. But one out here, Riley Green looking to get on base. He's had a great year so far. As a high fastball goes by, and now we get him with the circle change that definitely could have been better. 0-2 count here. A dirt ball curve is what I'm going for, and he swings right over that. Another K, 2 outs here in the bottom of the fourth, as Detroit has been struggling here so far. As Kopech looks to change the narrative of the season around him. As Zach McKinstry steps in to 11 average and fouls that one off to start the at-bat. Right into the ball boy's hands, actually, too, if you saw that. But 46 pitches for Kopech, make that 47, as he's trying to get through 4 with under 50. And that's to Alek Thomas, sitting on under it, and he'll make the play. And into the 5th inning we go here, with Luke Raley, Jake Berger, and Trayce Thompson due up for us. But Luke is 2 for 15 for the series so far. Today has not helped that accord either. As we just got him to be a consistent outfielder for us that doesn't necessarily need to start, can come off the bench if need be, can play any position, and had a little bit of speed as well. So he's doing that job perfectly, as I would have loved to smack that one, but I was a little early. But looking forward to just seeing how he can, he's not necessarily going to progress, but he can hold it down, I'll say. So maybe a 270 average, 25 home runs, 75 RBIs or so. That's something that is needed in every lineup, regardless of if we're trying to win games at a high level or not. But with Tim Anderson batting .330, I might have to look to get rid of him closer to the All-Star break, so we can try to lose games when it comes to the second half.
2-2 on the way.
Because I think also Tim Anderson, good slower cutter. Tim Anderson might need a change of scenery as well, just to completely flourish again, and his confidence might be down in Chicago in real life. But for us, he's doing well. Jake Berger stays hot, and he'll be 3 for 3 on the day, as he gets a double, 99 off the bat, smack to center field. Get this man a burger. I'm sorry, I had to. As he hits it hard, that 99 power against lefties, really anything on the barrel, 93 power, anything on the barrel will get hit hard. But Trayce Thompson is the complete opposite. Oh, never mind. He has good power against lefties. He doesn't have great contact though, so it's good that it's a clutch situation. But we swing right through that circle change. He was 3 for 4 last game with 3 singles. I love to see that. Just like my guys getting hits. As Trayce Thompson. Oh my! As Trayce hits one hard to center field. I was not sure if it was going to be caught. The dive screwed it up. But we eventually got it all together. Second and third, one out. Benintendi coming up, 2 for 2 on the day. And that's a nice cutter. That gets back into the zone. 99 clutch here, so he is the exact guy we want up. As he'll drive in a run, but he'll round on out. So we'll take the run. 6-0 game as Gavin Sheets looks to drive in the runner on third. Swinging over that cutter. 0-1. Did a PGA stream yesterday just with the boys. Just showing off how bad we are. Well, I am. I can't say they're too bad. They're more consistent than I am, I'll say. But it was a good time, you know, a little late night PGA. Really calms the nerve. Golf can be a very stressful game, so not necessarily. But back into it as Gavin Sheets. 0-2 count, watches the circle change inside low. Seeing if we can just find a gap here. Single would be nice. And we found that right back as we were under the cutter. This has been a relatively quick game so far. As Sheets pops that up. Riley Green under it, makes the play, and we're going to the bottom of the fifth. Marisnik actually makes the play. He's their center fielder today. But Nick Maton steps in, looking to get on base. And that clips the zone. Not a strike, though. Coming off of an 0-for-5 game with 4 strikeouts. Not what you want to see. As that was called a ball. Holy shit. Okay. Thanks, Blue. And 2-0. And there's the first hit of the ball game. Thanks, Blue. I'm really blaming the ump on that one. Felt like I needed to just get a strike. And that's their first hit of the ball game, and now Kopech can just settle in. Throwing it outside to start against Jonathan Scope. And he hangs the slider there. His slider is not firm, I've noticed. It's kind of a little loopy sometimes. But 2-1 count, throws it by Scope to even it up. 2-2 here, trying to get a dirt ball curve, and does not get there. But that ended up being a nice pitch as we got a 3-2 count. And Scope grounds it to Timmy, gets it on over to first, and there we got one. Kopech's ERA is down to 6.29 so far, started at a 6.7. Good progress from him. And Marisnik pops it up. Benintendi looking for the tag, and he does not. Throws it in and a little offline, but that'll work. As Jake Rogers steps on in for his second at bat. High slider gets on in the zone. There's a 0-1 count here. Throwing a 61st pitch. That'll be low to even up the count. Kopech is having a much better outing than he has had all year. Might just be because it's me pitching, but he's thrown 25 balls too. So it's not like he's just pounding the strike zone as he strikes out Rogers to end the 6th. Or end the 5th inning, I'm sorry. As we go into the 6th inning, I'm going to give Kopech one more inning, I think, possibly an out or two in the 7th. But he'll probably not be able to get through 7 with his stamina. As we swing over the inside cutter by Tyler Anderson. This will probably be Anderson's last inning of work. as Sebi puts one up the middle. Stay hot, kid. Love that. Sebi Zavala, despite being lower rated, his bat just plays well whenever I use him. Hits it hard, hits it where the defenders aren't. As Moncada pulls this to left field, not to the warning track, and that'll be the first out.
Just pulled off of it a little bit right there.
A nice little offensive game out of us. A few different players showing that they can hit the ball well. Of course, we know Tim Anderson can hit the ball with that 330 average right now. Fantastic. Oh, I should not have swung at that, but we all botch sometimes. As 0-1 now on the way, with Zavala on first, and fouling the cutter off. That pitch has been very useful for him. He's gotten a couple Ks with it, and drops it in on first pitches for strikes. As Tim fouls that off, and not able to make a play. 0-2 count here. Tim just trying to keep it going. Hits it out to right field. Hits it a little well. But that's going to be caught. And Zavala goes back to first. My plan is after this game doing a player lock game or two at minor league level. And then, do the regular scouting bits. As Alek Thomas grounds one. Tyler Alexander makes the play. And into the bottom of the sixth we go. So, I plan to get into a AA game with a couple of the people that we picked up in these moves. As Zach Short pops one up. Watch out for that mask, Zavala. And that's the easy one pitch, one out here to start the sixth. That'll help the pitch count a ton. As Baez not able to get to pitch that was very easy to hit. But 0-1 count here, trying to go through these innings pretty quickly as Kopech with a tough pitch there. Hits that one hard and inside, and now it's a 1-2 count still. And throws that slider hanger. Yes, Javi just sucks now because he can't launch anything on legend pitching difficulty. As he watches that curveball out of the zone. 2-2. Kopech, what the hell are you doing? See if he can locate here a circle change. Full count. And he gets him. Javi didn't agree. But that's going to be 2 away here as we get him with the high circle change. Below the letters. It was a strike. Just a tough pitch to take, especially on a 3-2 count. As Matt Vierling steps in for the third time. As we get a friendly call there to start the at-bat. 0-1. And there's another nice pitch by Kopech. Hopefully this good start by Kopech is able to start a little series for him. As Vierling watches one that... What are you complaining about? It was right there, my boy. As he has one hit ball through 6 innings. So we'll push him out there for the 7th. Why not? As Foley comes in with that 2.5 ERA. He's had a good season so far. And now Foley. Foley against Rayleigh. Vest warming up for them. I'll get somebody warmed up in the bottom half of the 7th. I need to stop with these half swings. 0 for 3 on the day so far, as Rayleigh is just trying to get in the hit parade. As he is instead getting in the hit by pitch parade, as that will advance him. Jake Berger looking to stay hot with his 3 for 3 day so far. 82 speed for Luke Raley. I didn't realize it was that high. That's gonna be a nice tool for us even without a high steal. Oh, and there's a pitch I could have bombed, but didn't realize it was going to be a cutter. Slider. As that hits the bottom of the zone. Good pitch by Jason Foley. 1-2 count here. As Berger just looking to get his 4th hit of the day. Something light. Oh, instead he'll get his first recorded out on the day. And now Trayce Thompson looks for his 3rd hit after the strikeout by Jason Foley. That'll be inside for a ball. And Trayce just trying to move Raley over. And behind that 96. So this is much different than Tyler Alexander's 84 cutter. That's a nice slider hitting the outside of the zone regardless. And we're going to send Luke Raley here. Oh no. And he is out. As he got one of the worst jumps in history on a ball that we had 0 fucking chance to swing at. So you hate to see that. That cuts down the runner, and we have 2 outs now.
Knocks that one away, and we'll do it again.
But Trayce is a righty masher, as you can see by those stats in the bottom left.
Righty to the plate.
And we pop one up.
Settles underneath it.
Almost on second base, basically. And into the bottom of the 7th we go. 6-run lead. 1 hit ball from the Tigers so far. And here's Riley Green, who's had a good series so far. 5 for 12. And watches that circle change outside. And we will definitely need to get somebody up in the pen as we get a friendly strike call. Take that. As it looks like we only have 2 bullpen arms that are we have none at full, but we have a couple at mostly, so only 3 though. And Riley Green fouls that one off. 1-2 count. We'll see if Kopech can get 1 or 2 outs here. As there's one pulled to Moncada, thrown to first, and there's a 1 away. McKinstry 0 for 1 on the day. As he gets a hold of 1, but pulls it foul for 2 for a strike. And we're trying to get out of this inning before 88 pitches, and then give someone an opportunity in the 8th. As that is pulled. What a play by Gavin Sheets. A nice cover by Michael Kopech for the out. Wow, nice little play there by Gavin Sheets playing his secondary position. With Andrew Vaughn out, we had to supplement one of our power guys to play first. Gavin Sheets had the secondary, so we slid him right in there for our basically everyday first baseman role. As he gets another opportunity, makes the play, and that ends the 7th inning, and that'll end Michael Kopech's day. Or does it? Yeah. It will end his day, as we're gonna bring in Gregory Santos. Benintendi 2 for 3 already on the day. Hits that right back to the pitcher. Foley makes the play. 1 out. Here, as we get closer to a nice victory for the squad here. Few people showing their offensive prowess. As we smack that one. Nice play made by third base. Throwing on over to first. And that is 2 pitches and 2 outs.
over a little bit.
Might look to take this one with Sebi Savala. But he's been a good hitter for us so far through this season. As it was right there, but that looked a lot harder than 95. That's okay, as Zavala takes one and then hits one back up the middle. And we have our first base runner here in the top of the 8th. As Moncada will step on in.
There's just no chance for the infielders with how hard he hit it.
And we're going to be 2 relievers deep basically in the bullpen today. So we're hoping nobody gives up any runs. Moncada pulls that one. Play is made on over to Zach Short. And into the bottom of the 8th we go. Into the game Gregory Santos with that .61 ERA. He's doing that all with having more walks to strikeouts. 9 walks, 7 Ks. I don't know how the hell that is possible, but good for him. Scope fouls off the hard sinker. But whatever works. Oh, damn it. Santos will let off a leadoff double here to Jonathan Scope. But that's okay with a 6-run lead. We have a nice buffer, regardless of if I'm disappointed for screwing up his ERA. As Moncada does not make it, Alek Thomas will just see the arm real quick. And that will be their first run. Santos gets a quick run charge to him. And now Alek Thomas comes in, makes a nice little play there. But now it's a 6-1 game. We'll see what that ERA went up to after that. So it's now a 1.2. Still super, super good. As that's in the dirt. He will hold on up there at second. 24,000 here at Comerica Park to watch this inner series matchup. I'm sorry, inner division matchup. As Javi steps in with the opportunity to drive in a run. And takes one on the outside corner, the hard slider for a strike. As that one is just put right down the goddamn middle. Smacks it out of play. We have an 0-2 count like that. And Javi Baez will drive in that run. I accidentally dive with Benintendi. Won't affect much because it'll be a double either way. But 2 runs in the inning for the Tigers as they're trying to scratch and claw back, and I am fucking up Mr. Santos ERA. But it's okay, it would have happened anyway. As we get the out here to Gavin Sheets. And we're into the top of the 9th as Will Vest comes in for the Tigers. And we are going to warm up. Let's see, we have lefties coming up. So Mr. Garrett Crochet. Tim Anderson starts it off here for us in the 9th. 4-run lead now for us. As Vest powers one past Tim Anderson. 97 on the gun. Slider, changeup, sinker, fastball. Has a nice hard repertoire. And I don't know what the hell I'm swinging at that for. 0-2 count here. Just trying to put one in play. Force the defense to get him out. That's a pop-up. Moving on over. And he makes the play. 1 out here in the top of the 9th. Alek Thomas looking to just get on base here for the first time today. He's 0 for 5. As that's a little bit inside. Not able to drive that one at all. 0 for 1. 0 and 1. But just behind that as well, we have not seen much out of Alek Thomas so far. This is my first game using him in the Chicago White Sox uniform. As he's swinging, bunts one. It'll be a close play at first, and he will beat it out. We'll take it. We'll take whatever we can. But we would rather drive one with him as he hustles down the line. Uses that 88 speed that he uses to patrol the outfield. So now we might look to get him in motion eventually. As Luke Rayleigh gets behind a 96-mile-an-hour fastball. And we'll put a little bit of pressure, but ultimately get back to first. But Jake Berger, 3 for 4 on the day, so I'm going to give him the opportunity to hit even with the speed on first. So, pitch by Vest, way high at 95. Glad, but I think I'm going to send Alek Thomas here, give him a one-step, and picked off. I can never take a one-step, and I can never pick the CPU off if they take a one-step, so not a lot of middle ground, but it's okay. Garrett Crochet comes in for his first save of the season. Hard throwing left-hander. And here is first pitch, and that is taken right down the Broadway. 0-1, 0 for 3 on the day for Riley Green. Make that 1 for 4 as he hits one up the middle, nice and hard. Pause. Okay. And on first, no one out here. Zach McKinstry is trying to get something continuously going for the Tigers. Takes one on the black. Great pitch by Garrett Crochet. And there's back-to-back disgusting pitches. And trying to force a double play, strikeout, or an easy out here. Gonna come with the high fastball, and he fouls that one off. Only 96 on the gun there. Right down the middle, fouls it off. You will take that one all day. And half swing, he does not go. Here's the 2-2, pulled into the crowd, foul ball. Here's the circle change. We are just leaving everything up apparently right now. As here's the 8th pitch and another foul ball. I'm gonna kill someone. Whoa. In Minecraft. But back into it as throwing a circle change inside 3-2, and he watches the 11th pitch of the at-bat. A 96-mile-an-hour fastball. And we have one out here in the bottom of the 9th. Out of any pitch to watch, he watches that one. As Maton is in, looking to double him on up potentially. As he misses up in the zone, it seems, especially this over the last outing, Crochet misses a lot when he misses up. And a 1-2, throws a little bit low. Trying to get a sweeping. And that'll get by Tim Anderson. The runner going to third. Trayce throws it in, not in time. And the tying run is on deck here as Jonathan Scope steps in. 1 for 3 on the day. Had a base hit his last time at bat. Double off the left field wall. As he swings and fouls the backdoor slider off with a 128 average with runners in scoring position. He has not had a good season in that regard. Fouls off the 98er. We're going to come right back at him. And that's a bad pitch. 22 pitches total so far in the inning for Crochet. Back to back, just bad pitches. And here's another fastball. That is hit very well. And the circle change here. And that is hit into the gap. That will be extra bases, and it will be a 2-run game here.
two-run deficit.
Nicely
I don't really have any other
done.
bullpen arms.
Just a cookie down the middle. I mean, those are the ones you dream about. Ones in the
Guess I
cage,
can.
you're just hoping you
Guess I'll
get
use
the
Ronaldo
ball.
Lopez.
Down the middle, not a whole lot of velocity, right on top of it.
And
Going with a new arm.
oh my God, he just got hit in the fucking face.
One out remaining for the Tigers.
There's no way he's able to continue. Yeah. Yeah, I'm not. I am not surprised there. Clip that one. And we are going to the bullpen after one pitch. 45, 36. Because Kendall Graveman will come in to try to get one more out here.
Well, the best relievers love the opportunity to come in and protect the tight
And
late in the ball.
Kendall against Jake Rogers here. Starts it with a 97-mile-an-hour fastball, but it looks like Ronaldo Lopez will be heading to the IL after this game with a broken finger, as he just got smoked with a 100-some-odd-mile-an-hour fastball, or line drive. And that's a 1-2, and we are ooh, he watches the high fastball. 2-2 here. And a 3-2 count as we are trying not to put the tying run on base. But we do just that. And the tying run is at the second base. Winning run is up. And we have had a monumental collapse so far here in the ninth inning. Zach Short tries to continue it for him. .087 average so far this season. As he rolls over one, Tim Anderson comes in, throws it on over to first, makes the play, and we almost lose that one. 6-5 final. But that'll be fine. He ended up scratching, clawing that one out in the end with the bullpen collapse, basically. Kopech got out of that one unscathed before that happened, luckily. But that was a great game, as we'll look through the box score now, and we got nothing about Mr. Ronaldo Lopez about going to the IL, so that's possibly good. But we'll look real quick here, as Luke Raley and Gavin Sheets are the only people to not join the hit parade game. We have 6 strikeouts on the day from us, 8 from them. As Kopech had 7 innings, 1 hit, 2 walks, 7 Ks, as he brings his ERA below 6. And we'll see if that's a sign of something to come and he can continue doing well. But, of course, let's jump into a AA game with our guy. Oh, he might not be in the lineup right now. Let me go make some changes real quick to the AA lineup. Let's see. AA. And our boy is not there. Let's see. So we have Ricky Tideman. We'll be putting in AA. And where is... Oh, I forgot to show that Jose De Paula played basically 2 games for us. And, got a shoulder tear and went on the IL. So, I won't be able to player lock with him until, later date. But he's starting off the season well, batting .280, 2 steals, no home runs, 17 RBIs in 25 games. Well, that is why he is not in the lineup. Tideman has struggled so far this year as well, with 1-4 with a 5.09. But we're going to jump into another game with Jacob Gonzalez. He has 88 potential, and I like to see that. I wanted to see where it was at. Not playing the full game. And Jacob Gonzalez, third baseman. as we're going against the Birmingham Barons. We are the Birmingham Barons against the Tennessee Smokies. Played them a good amount already, it feels like. But Jacob Gonzalez having a great start to the season. 350 average, seeing progression to those hitting stats as well. So we'll just end this episode with 1 or 2 player lock games, depending how quick they go. Especially when these guys will be big pieces of the franchise in a couple of years when we look to contend, look to make eventual playoff pushes. And it's always great to see homegrown talent grow through the system. And it would be great if we could just keep minor league stats on people's profiles, so we could watch as they've progressed. As like Jacob Gonzalez, he's going to be in the minors for a few years, so I would like to see how those stats are over a few years. He gets under one, pops one, and that is in the air for 10 years, and they are able to make the play on the first pitch flyout. But I want to see how he goes year over year. Is he able to hit 300 for 3 years straight in the minor leagues to maybe show that his bat is ready? Or do I just have to remember that, oh yeah, he batted around 312 or say, like Christian Franklin, and then he batted X 315. It's like, oh yeah, his bat could play. As thrown to first, thrown over there by Gonzalez. But Gonzalez, I made the immediate move to third base with him. 45 speed, he does not belong at short. So, third base, second base is going to be his home. And maybe we can draft a nice shortstop, middle infield for the future eventually. As a back pick is unsuccessful. Corey Abbott, a former Mets pitcher, on the mound for Tennessee. There's a 4-1 lead here, and now the back pick is successful, as we no longer have a runner in scoring position, unfortunately.
Left-hand batter waits.
And just do not get the PCI in for that one. And that's the inning. 0 for 2 so far on the day for Gonzalez, average down to 345. We're just trying to get on base, keep the bat going. I just want to see him keep progressing. I'll touch his training potentially after this. To make sure it is maybe on his vision, discipline, and stuff like that, because his contact and stuff, that can go up a lot. Like, that can go up +5, +6, etc. by having good seasons. But discipline, vision, clutch, that stuff doesn't go up by an insane amount. But 2-2 count here. Jacob Gonzalez is trying to get his first hit of the day. And he will do just that as he rips it down the line. But that's going to be too hard for a double, as he will scamper back to first base. But directly down the line, a beautiful opposite field. 95 off the bat. And now we got a 1-2 count here. We will not be getting picked off. And we're going to be running on contact. Maybe it drops. It will not, as a nice play by their center fielder to find that one. Miguel Paibon up at the plate. And here we have a fly ball. We are calling off Colson. And he makes the play. I might customize Jacob's accessories and stuff like that, make it a little bit more flashy, because he's going to be a guy that's going to be a cornerstone piece for us. So maybe something like stirrups, colorful cleats, colorful glove, or something. Not all of those things, but one of them to at least make him stand out a little bit more. As Gonzalez 1 for 3 on the day. First at bat versus Manuel Rodriguez. Takes a 97 on the black for a ball. And the 1-0 pitch. Even worse than the first. What am I doing? But that's okay. But today was a long day gameplay wise as we swing through that. It was right there. But we got to see a few of our newer acquisitions, Alek, Thomas, etc. We get a feel for what this lineup is really shaping up to be at a major league level. But back to Jacob Gonzalez, fouls off the sinker here. He has good overall stats, like with the 50s around the board hitting wise. That shows that he'll be able to progress that as an amazing diving play is made by third baseman Preciado as he nabs Jacob Gonzalez on a 97-mile-an-hour line drive down the line. As we'll look to get into one more game here, this time with Colson Montgomery. But then we'll also sim to the next week to do some scouting. Fix that. Alek Thomas, a lat muscle, he'll be okay. Not exactly, you're okay. Dahlquist, you're good. And let's check the scouting. So we see Zach Santos on our board. Doesn't really project to have anything great. So, definitely going to be looking in a different direction. On that note, let's see, Steven Ham, a catcher, has not gone really up the board at all. Eno Delgado. Let's see, just kind of looking. Thomas Moreno could be a later guy we draft. His bat could potentially play well if it has good contact, and if he has decent arm strength, he might be able to make a transition to the outfield potentially. But that's a lot to hope for a potential 129 on our draft board, as we're gonna take off Eloy as well, and we're gonna find hopefully a shortstop that we can look at. This guy is just all fielding, Mr. Postavka. So I'll take a look real quick with J.R. Sable, who's not worth $1 million signing bonus as well. So we also have to keep an eye on those signing bonuses as well, because we don't have a lot. As we have Ira Chambliss right now. Good bat-to-ball skills, potentially good fielder. Not a great arm, but that can be developed. As we'll take a look at Mr. Chambliss. So we'll go to number 2, and we'll have both of these guys scouted after this week. Let's take a look at the starting pitchers. We have a lot of them scouted. So I think over the next few weeks, possibly go with a few reliever options. So we might do relief pitcher international to give an opportunity to scout some relievers that we could go with later in the draft, maybe middle-ish. So we're gonna look through. Let's see. So Kopech back-to-back better starts as he's down to a 5.49 ERA. Tim Anderson up to a 3.40 average. Jake Berger 2.72 average with 13 bombs. Don't see 2 and 6. So where are all our wins coming from? Doesn't really make sense. Ronaldo Lopez still has a good ERA down there. Tuki a 2.39, sorry. But we're going to be trading some of these arms a little closer to the draft. As we look at the top 50 list, for now we see Evan Carter has moved up. A lot of the guys have moved up because people have graduated from prospect status. So Evan Carter right now at AAA. He was somebody that I was definitely looking into when it came to the Luis Robert trade, but I felt like he was just too high level of a prospect to bring in, as opposed to Tiedemann, who was at 20, as opposed to a top 5. So we brought in Tiedemann, who ranks as a top 20 prospect in baseball, has a 4.01 ERA now, so that's been trending in the right direction. Soderstrom with the Dodgers, he's been hitting very well at AAA. 324 average in 47 games. But as we start to wrap up this episode, just looking through the prospects, as Coulson is up to a 220 average, but that 370 on-base percentage is very, very good. Moving his discipline up by 6 so far. And we're seeing some good progression overall, not necessarily in his hitting attributes besides power. So we'll hope to see more in there. But as we now have Edgar Cuero jumping into the top 50, and Jacob Gonzalez as well due to his play, as we now see some massive progression from him. This is exactly what we wanted to see. +5, +5. Oh my goodness, as we're going to see him have a major league ready bat, possibly by the end of next year. And if we could have that, that's very exciting, because it's always nice to get guys in the majors, not necessarily early, but earlier in development as opposed to other teams. So we're seeing a lot of good progression out of him. I'll make sure right after this. I'm going to make sure now that we have these guys training and things that we want. Cuero for vision and discipline, that needs to be raised for now, so that will be good. Curtis Mead, I do not need to do base running. I'm sorry. You can do discipline and clutch, as you already have pretty good bat to ball right now. As we see him progressing a little bit, played one game with us in the bigs, hit a home run actually, so we're not going to be able to get his first hit or home run, unfortunately, but he's going to be a nice infield prospect for us, as it seems like we have a lot of those. Let's see, his vision and discipline is going to be going up. Coulson Montgomery, base running drills. Why is he doing base running drills? Come on. So we're going to work on his power. Vision, discipline, clutch are already pretty good. So he just needs to work on actual bat to ball parts. Apparently a lot of our guys are working on base running for some reason. But we're going to put Jose Rodriguez there. Let's put Tim Anderson on this, hopefully to bring up that discipline and vision for him. Outfield, we are pretty weak, but this is Jose De Paula's training. He's a lefty, has an okay arm for his stage right now, 66 speed, so not blinding speed in any regard. But when the rosters expand, I might bring up Billy Hamilton just to swipe some bags, be a demon for us. Has 11 at the minor league level without getting caught, and has 324 career bags in real life. So we're just looking through to make sure people are gonna have the right training. Let's see. That works well. Actually, let's do the control velocity break. I think everybody could use a little bit of everything as well in this organization. As Nistrini has a 4.35. Eder has a 3.11, so he's had a good year so far. Noah Schultz, a 2.84, so he's had a good year as well in 57 innings. I'm going to move him to coach session. And that is really all that matters, as we have a good amount of B guys that might not ever really make an impact. But we shall see as we go. Peyton Pallett is seeing some progression down here, as he's been coming out of the pen this year in long relief and has a 1.94 ERA. So very good for him, as he is one of our lower prospects. He's the 12th in the White Sox organization in real life. And Garrett Crochet, let's do that, so we know we can have you. There's not really any potential. So that will do it for today's episode, as we're about a month away from the draft, probably about 2 episodes from getting into that. So I'm looking forward to jumping into the draft, hopefully getting our roster blocks for the next few years that we'll build with in the minor leagues and potentially get a steal. Maybe somebody who's a little bit more major league ready than we expected. But until then, have a great day. I will talk to you guys later. Like, comment, subscribe. Let me know any feedback that you could give me as to ways to improve and anything else. But until then, we gone.